Hi everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Broken Sword Shadow of the Templars. We are down in the bottom of this well in Spain, and we've got a number puzzle here, one that involves Roman
Now I knew what I was
numerals.
looking for. It only took a few moments to find it. And there it was. A warped socket.
Yeah, so we have to use the key, I think, from memory. Yes, we have to use this. So there's a number puzzle,
Key into the lock.
which involves Roman numerals. Now, the only Roman numerals that I could think of were potentially the date 1314, that was a relevant date. So let's see. Also, some of you guys have said that L is 50 in Roman numerals, which of course I couldn't remember. So let's see if we can 30. What does this do? 13.
Wrong again, Stobart.
Right, so it's not 1314 then. So the only other thing I can think of is the Bible verses, which all had Roman numerals on the tomb. So I think, if I remember right, we wrote down at least some of them. Yes, here we go. Okay, so around the outside of the inscription were the numerals 14 and what's that? 27 at the top. Let's try that. So 14 and 27 at the top. Okay. So we don't want to go that way. So it's 14 and 27 at the top.
I heard the sounds of the lock moving. Either that or the wall was going to come down on my head.
Okay. 40, right, okay, so it actually shows us which one we've done as well, does it? And 27. Is it 27? I'm sure it was. Let's just have a look at it again, because I don't want to... I guess if we put it in wrong, it will reset, knowing how these things work. Yeah, so 27. 27? Why did it make that sound? Okay, weird. Okay, yeah, 1427. So it looks like... Yeah, it looks like we can still input things. Okay, so 6 and then... so that's 50, 60, 70, 81. 6 and then 81. So I guess we now move the top one to the blank slot. Which I've probably gone the long way round for. Right, 6. It was 6, wasn't it? I'm getting really paranoid now. 6 and then 81. Okay, yeah, so 6. Okay, yeah, we're definitely doing this right. 81. So that's 80. And now we just need to spin this around to 1. Yeah, nice. Okay. So 681, 3 and then 1. That's a nice easy one actually. 3 and then 1. Right, and then 1. Okay, yeah. So it is this thing in the book then. Okay, 3 and a 1. God, there's a lot, isn't there? Then we've got 17, 12, and 25. 17, 12, and 25. 17, 12, 25. Okay. 17, 12, 25. Let's just double check it because I don't want to reset it now. 17, 12, yeah, okay, 12, 25. So we want to go back this way. And then 25, I guess we can just do the 2 X's on there. And then the 5. Yeah, okay, XXV. Cool. So, spin that. And then spin this one round to the 5. And that looks like all of the numerals on that thing.
Oh, yes!
Yes!
Bonus points for that, I hope.
All right.
The old Stobart fingerwork wouldn't let me down.
What did it... Oh, God, what? Oh, there's a chess piece. Oh, no. Not another chess game. Not another chess game.
Before I left, though, there was one last thing to do.
That was kind of sad what we saw in
You
there.
won't be needing that replacement piece anymore, Countess.
They were like cuddling.
I found it with the children.
Oh, God, it's
You'll
the
probably want to
children.
be alone for a while. I'll be out in the garden with Lopez.
Oh, that's horrible. Oh, that's really sad.
George, welcome back.
Come in, Josh. It's good to see you again.
Is it?
That's actually really upsetting. That the children got in there and had... Oh, that's
Sure.
horrible.
What did you find in Spain?
Without Andre, we wouldn't have got this far, Josh.
Yeah, I know. The clues led to an underground chamber at the bottom of a well. The Templars had left a tapestry showing a chessboard. The white pieces were vastly outnumbered. There was a stream running across the board, and a Templar knight on a horse.
Does it mean anything to you, Andre?
No, nothing.
Oh, helpful.
Maybe we should tell Andre what else you found, Josh.
There's a map and a Latin inscription to the west at the edge of the world.
Josh found that in a cave in Syria.
Yeah, where the assassin almost killed me.
Then we have got the burning of Jacques de Molay and the date, 1314.
From the window of the church in Montfaucon Square, one of the few places where nobody tried to kill me.
Then we have the image of a church that George found at the excavation. I don't recall anyone trying to kill you there either, George.
And finally we have the tapestry in Spain. Did I mention I almost got killed there?
Not yet, but I'm sure you're about to.
Yeah, we are.
It was only my cat-like reflexes that saved me from certain death.
Cat-like reflexes, eh?
And while I was risking life and limb, where were you, Andre?
Yeah.
Getting your glasses fogged up over an Etruscan vase?
That's enough, boys. Can we get back to saving the world?
Of course. My apologies.
He started it.
Well, the Latin phrase are the words of Julius Caesar. He was describing the island of Britain.
Are you sure? The map didn't look much like Britain.
How come Caesar described Britain as being at the edge of the world?
To the Romans, the Mediterranean was the center of the universe. Britain was a remote, unfriendly place, inhabited by blue-painted savages.
It hasn't changed much,
They stopped painting themselves blue.
except when they go to a football match.
Well,
They
depending on the
used an
team.
extract from a plant called woad, Icetis tinctoria. The Scots were using it until fairly recently in the wars with the English.
Fairly recently? I don't recall the Scots being at war with the English. How recently are you talking about?
I believe William Wallace's men used it in the 13th century. They might well have been using it as late as
You can't remember, can you?
1314.
Ah, we're back onto that, are we?
Andre, what is it? What do you mean?
1314 in Scotland. The Battle of Bannockburn.
Ah.
That would explain the stream on the chessboard. That's what a burn is. Right, Andre? As in Bannockburn?
Right, George. And it gets better. Tradition has it that the Scots were helped by a shock force of, well, can't you guess?
Knights Templar?
Yes, a group of outlawed Templars.
Huh.
They are said to have turned the tide for the Scots.
And it all ends at a church in the Isle of Britain at Bannockburn in a church.
What are we waiting for? I'll call a cab.
I can't go.
Andre, you've been loads of help, but
What George is trying to say is that you shouldn't feel guilty.
I was.
We understand you've got commitments.
Yeah.
But
Coward.
listen, we have to hurry. Let's go, George.
We'll see it through. Oh, and, don't worry about us.
Guess we're going to Scotland then. Oh. By train, apparently. Okay. We've got some more things to read. Found the pathetic corpses of the missing children. That's not a very nice way of putting it, George. So the loyal manservant must have hidden them, and they waited there, terrified and all alone, for their father's return, finally dying of dehydration and starvation. That's horrible. Hope the De Vasconcelos curse has finally been lifted. Scotland train. All the clues came together and suddenly made sense. The year 1314, a church, a stream, or burn running through the site of a massively one-sided battle. It all points to the Battle of Bannockburn, in which a small Scottish army defeated a much larger English army. Legend has it the Scots were aided by a Templar army, so Nico and I are headed to the Church of St Ninians, close to the city of Stirling in Scotland, where the Battle of Bannockburn was fought. Lobineau couldn't come, what a shame. Alright, well, we're on the train. Who's this? Hello.
Pardon me?
That looks like Khan?
She must be deaf.
No, that looks like Khan.
Yes, my dear.
Do you know what time we're due in Stirling?
6:15, but we're running 8 minutes late.
That looks like Khan to me. Can we just...
Do you know what this is?
Yes, I do. A young friend of mine shook my hand with one just the other day.
It's Khan!
Yeah? That's outrageous. He should be shot.
Perhaps. Still, his intentions were good.
I'm sorry that you've been zapped by one of these things.
You shouldn't be.
It's definitely Khan.
Do you know Stirling well?
Yes, I do. Is that where you two lovebirds abound?
Yeah,
It's one of the places we thought we'd stay on our holiday.
Be sure to visit the castle, won't you?
Oh, I'm sure it's a neat place. But we are not really interested in history, are we, George?
No. We
no.
hate it.
Is there a church called St. Ninians at Stirling?
Yes, there is. And I know why you're going there.
You do?
Of course I do. It's obvious you're in love. You're eloping, and they say romance is dead.
Let's ask about this.
What's the book you're reading?
Oh, it's something I picked up at the station. A medieval detective story. Quite well written for that kind of thing. It's been out of print for years.
It's gotta be Khan, right? It's got to be.
What's the title of the book?
The Crooked Crusader Caper by Molly Pegram. I assumed the author was a woman, but apparently not. His real name is...
Professor Nigel Pegram.
That's right. Do you know him?
No, I never met him.
George is a great fan of his, though.
It's absolutely, definitely Khan.
Would you believe that this clown's nose led us to being on this train tonight?
I would indeed.
No, honestly, You would?
Certainly. You have an honest face.
Yep. That's a nose with a history, all right.
So you said.
Is Khan wearing a costume, right?
Does the name Merlin mean anything to you?
Merlin, a master
It's
of illusions.
got to be.
Oh, you said Merlin? Then no, nothing.
He's like teasing us with the answers. Alright, well. Khan, we know you're here. Guess we head out.
Where are you going, George?
I guess we
Do I
don't
need
head
to
out.
Spell it out?
Don't snap at me. If you're going to take a leak, why don't you say so?
Okay, I'm going to take a leak.
Right.
L-E-A-K.
Tickets, please.
Oh, hi.
Don't trust him, he's a murderer.
That's a standard full-price peak return. Don't you have a senior citizen's rail card?
I rarely travel by train. My ticket is perfectly valid, is it not?
No.
Well,
Boot him off.
Yeah, but you could have saved up to a third of the cost.
I do not need to indulge in puffling thriftiness.
Blimey, you're a funny old bird and no mistake.
Yeah.
Tickets, please, sir.
Here.
Off to Stirling, eh?
Yes, we are.
Well, I hope you won't be disappointed. It's a miserable place this time of year. Still, there's plenty of pubs and a lovely view from the castle.
Thank you.
Can we kick this guy off the train? He's
I don't
actually a
wanna
murderer.
worry you, but there was something familiar about that guy.
Are you sure? You're tired. Perhaps you're mistaken.
Maybe. But I didn't like the look in his eyes when he spoke to you.
Maybe it's the guy who killed, what's his name in the hospital? Possibly. Can we go and take a leak?
Can't you sit still, George?
We apparently can't go.
I need to go to the John.
While you're there, check out the buffet car, George. Unthinkable though it is, I am hungry enough to eat English food.
Okay.
Oh, we can go. Okay, we can. I don't want to really leave Nico. Alright then guys, well, I'll tell you what, we'll leave it there because we're out of time. So we're on our way to Scotland, we're on a train and something bad's going to happen, isn't it? So as always, thank you very much for watching. A big thank you to my patrons, Arcades Games, Wayne, Nate, Terminally Nerdy, Paul from the Phantom Fellows, Lyle and Barry Aldridge for all the support. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, make sure you subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you all next time.